Hey, welcome back to Nick's Ramble ASMR. I hope that you are doing very, very well today. This is Nick's Ramble ASMR, also known as the Hive, where you can be you, I can be me, we can be everything in between. Feel free to release all the baggage that has been, whatever today has been, whatever it's going to be tomorrow. Relax with me right now. Put this on the background, chill, and let's talk about, also I'm sorry if it's loud outside, I'm going to be moving soon so that'll be good, but let's talk about Heartstoppers. Heartstoppers. I don't know if you have seen it, but I wanted to chat to you guys about it because I fucking love it. I love it so much, and on this channel we talk about entertainment stuff, so because I'm in the industry, so feel free to subscribe if you're interested in knowing more of this stuff. But let's just get into it. So Heartstoppers. If you haven't watched it before, it's basically this TV show on Netflix that's very, very, very gay, and it's so lovely because. Sorry, I'm realizing I might have just broken this. Sorry. Wow, that was such a moment. It's such a gay show, and it's about these. Sorry, forgive me. It's about these two boys named Charlie Spring and Nick Nelson, and it's actually based off of a comic book series that's written by Alice Osman. That's also by the exact same title, named Heartstopper. We follow these two characters in season 1, which I think is like volume 1. I think there's multiple volumes in the comic books. I've not read them. If you've read them, let me know how they are. But basically, first season is we follow Nick and Charlie as they fall in love. And then season 2, which just came out, is basically Nick, who is bi, who has my name. Basically it's him coming out and all of that fun jazz. Now let's just talk a little bit about the backstory about how this all got made. This is what I think happened. I'm pretty sure this is what happened. If you know more, feel free to comment. But Alice, so she's a cartoonist. She is a graphic designer, and basically how this story was made, which is really cool, is she started making these doodles, and she basically, I think, did like an Indiegogo or some type of crowdfunding, which you can do online, which is what I did for my short film. You basically like post it, and you're trying to get money. And I think she's trying to get money to finish the series, basically to print the novels, I think. And what ended up happening is a lot of people read the sheets that she had, and they adored it, and she got very viral. And I think let's say she was asking for like $10,000. She got like $200,000. She got like a certain amount of money and all this publicity, and people were really, really excited for this. I also might be making this up. Let me look right now. I think there was a short film too. I might be comparing it to each other, but I thought there was also a short film. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's the one where it's like two boys when they're outside and there's this heart, and it's following it's basically this gay short film. I don't know if that's what she did or not, but basically she got all this funding, and then a production company found her. So she did all the comics. They saw the virality of it, and they pitched a show to Netflix, and then they did it. So they did season 1. Season 1 I thought was phenomenal. I don't know if you've probably watched it if you are here. If you haven't watched it, watch it, come back to this video, save this video, like this video, comment, do everything, but then come back and watch it, because we're gonna just talk about the ins and outs. Wasn't season 1 so awesome? I love, like, I don't know about you, but I love how this show is It's really not falling into the stereotypes of gay love stories. I feel like most of the time, you have like gay love stories, and I can tell you can talk about mine, the one that I just wrote, and that's almost done. You have like the main character struggling to come out, or you have like self-identity and finding love, but then you have backlash from community and everything. What I loved about season 1, which was so awesome, is like you already have Joe, who is already out. He got outed, you know, you find that out, and he's already like hooking up with this other guy. Who's a dick. Which I don't even understand why in season 2 they like kick him out, but we can talk about that in a sec. Yeah, I just absolutely love how season 1 is just them falling in love, and you have all these like, I feel like this whole show is about, I feel like everyone turns gay at the end, like especially season 2 with Imogen or whatever, when she's like looking at the guitarist, and the guitarist is like, I'm bi, and then you have it in like the spin the bottle, and she's like, I texted you, I always want to text you, like there's something sus there, you know, something very, very sus. But I love, I need to rewatch season 1, but I remember I just like binged it and then I rewatched it again. I love it's 30 minutes. I love like the cartoon illustration. I thought that was really cool, right? Since it's from a comic book, they added that in. So they have like the birds and all these like moments where you can really feel that you are in love. I thought it was really just delicious. And I love how, yeah, I just absolutely love that. And I really was expecting, you know, season 1 ends when they ask each other to be boyfriends, and you know, and then it's like, okay, will, you know, Nick come out? And then season 2, I was thinking it was going to be like Never Have I Ever. Have you ever seen that? It's the Mindy Kaling Netflix show. That had, I don't know if you know, when you watch shows, you kind of know how things are going to go. You start one way in the season, and then you know it's going to flip. That's how you get a lot of drama. I feel like Heartstopper kind of negates depth, which is something I actually really adore about it. Not depth in the meaning of like what the show's about. I think it's beautiful, but depth in like the characters. If you see in like other TV shows, you know how like a lot of characters have a lot of like trauma. They have like a lot of baggage, and then that baggage gets brought to light and becomes very inducive of just feeding on that abuse, and that's what gives a character, you know, depth and a reason to be dramatic and cry and have these really heightened moments, which in TV we love. Heartstoppers, I feel like, doesn't have that. No one's really going through anything really super dramatic. You know, no one's really getting divorced. No one is getting fully abused. Caveat, I do know in season 2, and probably in season 1 too, right? We do have moments. There's a hint that Joe has an eating disorder. There's a hint that, what's her name? Sorry, let me look it up. The lover girl, who they go by they them now. I'm just looking up right now. It is Darcy. You know how Darcy with her mom and stuff, and the cloud. I absolutely adore how the film uses the cartoon to like indicate. It indicates like, you know, like for most TV and even for this, you can kind of like guess how people are feeling, but it's nice in this where it's like we can visually see what they're feeling. You can usually like sort of figure out what they're kind of feeling, but this, like when there's birds, you know that they're, oh, like you know that Elle is like kind of catching feelings for Tao. Or with the cloud, you know that, oh, something dark is there. And I love that that's all that needs to be said. I also absolutely adore how, oh, my computer's getting loud, I'm so sorry. But I absolutely adore how, you know, when Nick basically when he was like gonna come out to his dad, and then you had the table and stuff, and you had all these moments where, you know, it was very clear. I don't know about you, but like a trope of gay love stories is like someone can't come out and then the other person gets offended. Well, I love in this how Nick, he did come out. Like he was at the table and he's like, you know what, Dad? You know, like his dad was saying all this stuff. Sorry, it's literally gonna sound like a jet engine. I apologize. But you know how it was literally like, his dad was like, oh, you should, like, what type of girls and stuff are you guys into? And it could have been really easy for Nick to not say anything easily, and then, you know, they could have had a fight later, and Charlie could have been like moping and been like, oh, does he really love me? What I love is that, like, throughout the film, or the TV show, you also have like Elle telling Charlie, she's like, everyone can see how much Nick is in love with you, it's very obvious, and he does, all of his actions back that up. So like, and that's what was really nice, is like we're told that as an audience, like Nick really loves Charlie, and Nick even tells Charlie, I really like you and stuff. And it's so nice for it to actually follow through, because if it didn't, it wouldn't make sense, right? It logically wouldn't make sense. If we're told, you know, this is from like writing stuff, if we're told about something about a character, and then so we think that we get the logic, so Nick will do anything for Charlie. Yeah, he's a little insecure, but his end goal is to be with Charlie, so he's gonna do that. When he goes against that, for instance, if he were to deny telling his dad and everything, it would kind of like hinder us a little bit, and maybe pull us out, because that's not the logic of Nick. Although it could have been very logical that Nick wouldn't have said anything, but I just love that. And didn't you love that too, when he just didn't give into that? I also love, correct me if I'm wrong, I think in the comic books, Tao is supposed to be, so you know how in season 1, and this is what I love this, so season 1, it's all about Nick and Joe, and then not Joe, Nick and Charlie, Joe's the actor, Nick and Charlie, and then season 2, it's actually, I feel like it was more about like Tao and Elle, which I really love. It's such an ensemble moment, and I just absolutely adore. I just adore them. But I think in the comics, Tao is actually supposed to be asexual. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong about this, but I thought that was the case, because I remember going into the season being like, okay, because season 1 had ended with Elle and Tao maybe not kissing, and then I was like, oh, you know, like Tao, it's gonna come out storyline he's asexual, and they'll just stay friends. And I love that that wasn't the case. I might have been wrong, but I love that Toby, that's the actor's name, Isaac comes out as asexual. I absolutely love that moment when he's like, all I've been doing is thinking about love and reading about love, and when it happened, you know, he's telling the other boy, he's just like, I didn't feel it with you. And then I love how he learned about asexuality, went through the art piece, and then the book. I thought the book was funny, because I was like, did he just steal a book from the library without checking it out? Isaac. bad on you. I love how during the spin the bottle, I love how when the spin the bottles was Tao kissed Charlie on the lips. Like, it's just those little things where, and even the 2 teachers on the Paris trip, they like got in. Like, do you agree with me that I literally think everyone in this world is like secretly gay or like queer? And I love it that we focus on that, and it's just like, it really knows its audience, because it's like, it's just kind of nice, you know. It's not nice, it's nice that we don't have to balance the straight archetype and stuff. And I do, what was your thoughts on, I thought it was really interesting, the party. So when they're in, you know, they're having, not Darcy, they're having Tara, I don't know how you pronounce it, her birthday party, her 16th birthday party in the room. And what's his face? I'm looking. How? Well, I don't see it, but how them? You know, like the. Oh, Harry, and the boys. You know, for the rugby, how they basically were like, oh, like, they show up, they're like, we want to be included, we're not gonna say those things again, and then like Charlie just like slammed the door in their face. What'd you think? I don't know if it was a directing thing. I thought it was really interesting the way that Harry, the actor Harry, delivered his last line. It actually felt really like honest and genuine, like him being like, hey, like we're past that, I actually really want to be friends with you, or I really want to, can we just come in? And then for the door to slam, I kind of felt like, oh, like that didn't feel really right, like you should let him in. Do you agree? Like, I thought it was cool, like, yeah, you don't need to allow everyone into your space, that's awesome, and you don't have to tell everyone, you can tell everyone on your own time, awesome. But I did feel a little weird about that. I also feel like I think I don't know if I said this, I love the way that Nick came out via the spin the bottle. I love all the pressure of that, where they were pressuring him, like they were like, oh, who gave you the hickey? And he was like, I gave it. I like, yeah, it was just really sweet how tiny it was. And I just absolutely adore the show. I thought it was really good. Tao and Elle, this is what I really adored. I really adored this. The moment where Tao asks Elle on a date and how the first date goes terrible. Didn't you love that? I was like, that's so realistic. Throwing yourself fully for someone, throwing, yourself, like you like someone, so you're gonna do everything that they like, right? Losing yourself in that is so not, I was gonna say so unattractive, but it also, like, that's not what love is. That's not what a relationship is. I think that's where it gets tricky when you turn from friends to lovers. Is like you're trying to please them in a way, when in reality you just kind of want the same relationship, but maybe just elevated intimately wise. So I just love how they portrayed that. And he was like, oh, it's your favorite movie but not mine, and it just made things so awkward. And then I love their kiss in the museum and them running around. And yeah, let me know what your favorite part was down below. I absolutely adore the pilot of this show. I just remember watching it, I thought it was great. The music is phenomenal. They have this really good electronic music and then pop songs. It's just, and they play it, just, it connects everything so well. I liked, my favorite character this season was, this is gonna be a hot take. It was Imogen. Imogen? I don't know how you pronounce it. I love her. She's so, like, uncomfortable, and I love how she's kind of like the oddball out. And yeah, didn't you think it was weird how Ben, like, left the show? He's like, you're never gonna see me again. I thought there was an opportunity to, like, really have that arc with him, but it's just, that's what's interesting about the show, is like they really just, like, end things, because they're like, that's not what our show's about. Our show's not about, like, Nick and Charlie, like, breaking up. It's like it's their whole love story. So it's like, which I really love. It's so relatable. Yeah, I really wish I had this as a kid. I really wish, I don't know what it is. If you're in high school now, let me know what it's like. Is it like this? Probably not, but when I was in high school, it was very much like, you knew, like, one gay person or two gay people, and they were very flamboyant, and no one else was really open or about anything. And I remember feeling like I had to come out, so that I was very much hoping that people would then reach out to me. And it did kind of happen. It did happen, actually, but it was just like, that's where the visibility came important. So watching this is really nice, being like, oh, you can have a connection without coming out. I always dreamed about that. I also dreamed about, like, always, like, kissing a friend or making a move on a friend, like, like when you have those moments. And watching this would have given me some more hope. I probably wouldn't have watched it though if I was in high school, to be real. I was wasn't very into queer stuff, but I am now. What else? Did you guys like the teachers coming together? I thought that was, like, very cheesy but nice. I guess we can talk about some things I thought could have been better. Nothing. I absolutely adore this season. I think, I like that it's so short. It is very, some of it's very surface level and very innocent and very much like the nice thing about the show is like someone will give someone advice and then they'll do the advice or they won't do the advice. It's not a lot of like waiting around. But there are moments where I do question like why doesn't Nick like Charlie so much? That's so bad. Like it's interesting. I know they have a lot of fun and I know that they have a lot of comfort in each other and I think that's all that's important, but it's like he likes him to a default, which is cool and great, but it's also a little not, I wouldn't say not believable, but it lends itself to this art form. I love Olivia Colman. Thought she was great. I'm so glad she's back in season 2. Yeah, I'm excited for season 3. I think they're greenlit for season 3 and 4, if I'm right. Let me see. It might be. I just love the show. I love the show. Let me know what your favorite moment was down below. Is there anything that you thought didn't make sense? What do you think season 3 is going to be? I love that they ended on the I love you with the phone. I think it's so relatable where you like text and you're like, all right, am I going to send it? I thought it was very beautiful. Yeah, let me know. And yeah, also just to compare something, I did watch, what is it, Red, White, and Royal Blue? Red, White. Oh, that was it. Red, White, and Royal Blue. And I have to say that film, yikes. I don't know if you watched it. I thought they were very hot. I thought they were very, it was like very nice and like such a cute story, but I thought that like, I thought it lacked so much chemistry. I was like, these boys aren't into each other, and it wasn't. And I think I know who it was. I think it was Taylor. I think it was the American boy. I don't know if you watched it. Watch it. Let me know what you think. But I literally just feel like he was just so like performative. Like he was just so like, it's like, ugh, I'm gonna give you like hard eyes, and then I'm gonna make a joke, and I'm just gonna be like, I'm so there for you. This is my director mindset coming from, because I like to direct, and I was just thinking like, what Heartstopper has that, Red, White, and Royal Blue does not have is it has moments where you can see the actors drop their gaze, and I think this is a true test to when you feel chemistry between actors. So they're saying stuff, right, and they're getting intimate. But then what happens with the moment of magic is when they're smiling at each other, and then they drop their emotions, and you can just see them like analyzing each other, and moving with each other, and you can feel that, and I think that's what chemistry is. And I feel like for Red, White, and Royal Blue, it just felt so staged and so calculated, that it lacked that. And I feel like that movie, all it needed was chemistry. Like it was a chemistry piece. It was literally like the chemistry needed to be palpable in order for it to work, and it wasn't. They were very attractive, and it was very fun to watch, but I was a little let down by that, to be honest. I will say for that movie, I absolutely adored. I thought this was so good when the British guy, when he comes out and he's like, and the king's like, no one's gonna want you, blah 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 blah, and then he turns and like there's all the flags outside. I cried. I think I literally cried, y'all. I got so emotional. I was like, that is so empowering. Like, I was like, that is why we do what we do. That's why we have pride. That's why everything. Because when people feel like they have nowhere to go to, when they feel like it's better to stay and isolate yourself and hide your secrets, we're there to remind you that, hey, we're out here, we love you, and we support you. So I thought that was a really great thing about that movie. Let me know if you've seen that too. Hopefully I didn't just spoil all of it, but even if it's not really a spoiler, I think it kind of got the drift it was going, and it's really good too. Just watch it. But it just, Heartstopper has the chemistry that Red, White, and Royal Blue does not, and I feel like the chemistry for this movie, for Heartstoppers, I don't know about you, but I was seeing them like I was seeing the videos of them like at the parade and stuff, and I felt like Joe and or Charlie and Nick, the actors, they didn't like each other. Like they were like hugging, but like it felt very forced. So I was very worried that, you know, and this happens sometimes after season 1 is filmed and a show gets a lot of hype. You can kind of get in your head as an actor and be very aware that you're performing and lose the intimacy and the closeness to people, right? Because the world gets a lot bigger because you need the shows out and stuff. But I was really happy to see that they still stayed really grounded when they filmed it, and they have chemistry. They really do. I mean, like them kissing, I was just like, oh, they really like it could be real life and they could be doing it. And I don't know if that's good acting or chemistry, but I think it's more trust. I think both actors trust each other in a way that in Red, White, and Royal Blue they do not. You can tell in Red, White, and Royal Blue that they practiced alone and then they've like had to show up and like make it work. And in Heartstoppers, you can tell that they work together, that they've talked about things, that they are conveying things, are feeling things, and that's also a testament to Alice's writing too, I think. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, have a great night, a great life, a wonderful day, blah 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 blah, all that jazz. And if you could like this video, put a comment. Maybe if you made it this far, put a little like a bird. Put a bird in the comments for like the little birds and the Heartstopper. And yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I really, really would. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video, my friend. Remember that you are so loved. You're so weird, but your weirdness is what makes you amazing. I'm so proud of you, and I'm excited for all the things you're gonna do. And I will see you very, very soon.